Manners respect people. What go on? What's going on? People. Big Saturday night, hero night. People. It's it's March the 15th, people. I'ma tell you say happy birthday month to all of the good morning, good afternoon people them. If you don't have nothing good for share, always share a smile. People, why it's I'm telling you say it's it's so refreshing for have real heroes. You know what I say, people? Real living heroes, people where we can look up to, where we can admire, where we can be inspired by. Right, people? And the thing about it is, to reach these people, it's just like a click away, which means I know nothing for we highlight them people and show them people their greatness. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much for support the cause, but I keep on saying some people do not care about your cause or any cause for that matter. It's not about upliftment. It's not about unity. It's not about none of those things. People have come to realize that's how it is. Right, people? It's not about the love. It's not about the unity. It's not about the respect. It's about absolutely nothing at all. It's all about making sure that we just keep on wandering in society. Nowhere to call home. No free mind anywhere. No what next generation? After we not care about them either. But people, it's for me, I'm loving the fact that I can do this and find so much great people, and our great people, wave of great people, is always gonna keep on coming. There's always gonna be more. But the thing about it is, people, if we not keep on promoting, keep on inspiring, we're gonna be part of it. We stop it. I'm gonna tell you, say, I was listening to the program today, right? And that's one of the thing. They're erasing our history, and we're not put it back. Them erase the footprint, and we're not put back a footprint. I'm gonna say, we are contribute to it, people. We are part of the problem. I hear this lady say it. The lady say, we are part of the problem, but we're also the solution. Ah. I said, wait a minute. Isn't that a contradiction? How can we be part of the problem and the solution? Well, we create the problem. If we never create the problem, there would be no solution. Ah. So the problem when we are create people is because we not keep the book them open. We not study the book them. We not learn nothing. We not teach nothing. Well, we actually are teach something, but the same thing we are learning and teaching are good for we. It's not good for us. That's why people may say if we spend 10 minutes or 20 minutes a day just researching, finding out information about us, so it's readily available in our head than we say it in our phone. Fling the phone in our water, it's still in your head. If the power shut off, it's still in your head. That's why there's a difference between studying and learning. I learned that today. No, it was emphasized today. But I keep on saying I'm learning. And once you learn, it's over. So maybe many times in time I go on job interview, I can't tell them, if you tell them, say, I can't learn. I just make them feel away. They don't know people. It seems like sometimes when you're honest, well, obviously when you're honest, it's not a good thing. When you're too honest, that's a danger. When you're real, that's like a volcano. What people may say, we are not supposed to change who we are for anything. We're not supposed to rearrange ourselves for nothing. We're not supposed to cheat ourselves, people. We're rich. We just don't know how to harness the richness in our pocket. And sometimes the way they want we harness it, it's destructive. Not doing no good. So it's a sense. I always I go and poto. I'm say, I always believe in myself. I always know my worth. I always know someone can get the job done. I always know say I can do good by myself, and I rather do good by myself than give up myself if you do bad with others. So I guess the 15th of every um March is gonna be a hero night because it's gonna be um celebrating Abraham Traore's birthday, birth day with him and whoever hero. Tells people it's like what me say. There's so much content out there on Abraham Traore, right? Everybody have. And that I'm telling you now, when somebody's doing good, right? Not just for them, but for other people, it's amazing because everybody gravitate to that energy. But some people gravitate to the energy for end the energy. Some people don't respect the energy. But that energy, the inner all of we, some people can never access that, harness that. Some people. It's only a few people. Man say it today. Level 9. So there's so much different levels. And some people don't even know what level means. Their mind can't comprehend some things. So when you mention box to them now, them fit perfectly within the box. What box? People, you know what we think over here, so unlimited. So I'm tell you, say, the way this man represent himself and represent him country, it inspire enough people. So they're gonna find enough content, enough people I talk on other people content about the same content. Ah, but me say from the start out, me say I'm gonna do part 3, part 4 on all of these people. We are gonna revisit them. So it's not, I don't like say we are gonna have any boring thing. All of the topic that me tell you say them super pure amazing people, truth, honesty, love, prosperity. I just pure goodie bags over here, so people. What me say? Anytime we in a school, man, school are go on. Cause me tell you say once you done say come over here, so and I know no gimmicks and big bag of knives and thing. Them gone. But me tell you say AI never leave. And there's so much other more important stuff where there are things that AI want go deal with. And AI there we do it. Anytime we turn on the light, AI there. Because AI know what's popping. Yeah, people. As we proceed with greatness. Seeing? So this one I'm gonna get it from now. I'm telling the people a pure channel are coming now. Oh yeah. I've from that channel there before. It's called Win. It's called Win, people, and trust me, that's what it actually means. Because these are winning, win, and win, people. People, as we proceed, come and tell us a movie night, and it's a hero, people. I think we should make every Saturday like one Saturday we pick a man, next Saturday we pick a woman. Like all if it's late night live, we can do like all late night live with a hero. People me tell us say, I love this. I love what me I do. Me just need to sell more sauces so we can continue doing this. See? Also, by the way, people, um, if there's anybody who want to invest, can always contact me on Instagram. Whatever, people. We say we are looking at the business aspect of everything. And by the way, we are looking for 2 good lawyer, probably 3, 4 good lawyer. We can have some conversation with. All right, people. I tell you, say, look, in everything we need representations. Representation. So we need representatives from all aspects of life and society. So whatever you can contribute to the growth of Be Unlimited, the Easy Jerk world, right? You know, welcome. People, you know, welcome. Cause I'm telling you, say, it's like-minded people. You know, understand? I don't care if me have 50 people or 30 people. It has to be people who are like-minded, people who are interested in doing what we're supposed to be doing. I'm telling you, you don't have to be a scientist and astronauts and all of those things. Because sometimes it's simple ideas will solve the problem, you know. Your people, it's a simple ideas that solve the problems. So all we have to do is just have a plan. Okay, people. So as we proceed with Hero Night and the story of a real living hero.
Ibrahim Traore. Keep this photo safe as it forms the foundation of today's story. When I looked at it, a thought came to mind. If you don't have the strength to finish a fight, don't start it. We all have moments of doubt. We all have our weaknesses and we all have our faults. No one is perfect.
And people will keep on getting stressed that nobody's perfect, but them still give 10 out of 10 pan this and 10 out of 10 pan this. Why want to not just have it's a the number has to be like 11. So there is no perfection. Why want to say there's no perfection and then on the right perfect? Like you hear me I say? The confusion people. But anyways, there's no such thing as perfect. Except this hero is a perfect hero. As we proceed,
Have our weaknesses and we all have our faults. No one is perfect. Why did this thought come to my mind? It's because this photo was taken between 2009 and 2010. The person in the photo was about 20 years old at the time, very young and just starting his military training. The photo was taken in a military camp during that period. At that time, this man, a beginner soldier with a private rank, didn't realize that he would one day become one of the most influential leaders of all time, achieving what many could never have imagined through a coup. Today, he is youngest president in world and has become a powerful political force, making headlines worldwide with his extraordinary actions. But first, let me take you back in time to a long, long time ago.
yes, people, let us take us back in time. A long, long time ago, past. Oh, people. Let's go back to the past and let's explain how the past is so connected to the present and so important to the future. Because as soon as you start watching the program, them people, I'm telling you what some of the program them, not all of them, before we go into class.
Back in time to a long, long time ago. On September 5th, 1852, in a building called Corinthian Hall, a well-known abolitionist, Frederick Douglass, stood before the Ladies Anti-Slavery
Frederick Douglass, people. As we proceed.
Society and spoke words that flowed like blood in the veins of African Americans. Even today, those words continue to circulate across the hills and valleys of Africa because they marked the moment when African Americans in the USA began to rise against oppression. At that time, Frederick Douglass boldly said,
"Listen and hear me well. A slave who does not fight for his freedom, who refuses to rise against bondage, will remain a slave forever and does not merit concern."
He meant that a slave who does not struggle to free himself from slavery will always remain enslaved. And such a person does not...
No, not just always remain enslaved, That person is gonna enslave other people too. I'm telling you. What them say? Misery love balance. So misery on one side, misery on the other side. That's why it's so important for you to think for yourself. Understand certain things, people. The next generation, this is gonna be the key to you, That's why you have to sit down in a class and listen. As we proceed, people.
Deserve any comfort. When we talk about a slave who does not deserve to be concerned because he sits back and waits for others to come and free him, it reminds me of words recently spoken at the 2023 Afro-Russian Summit in St. Petersburg, Russia. These words came from a young man, a former soldier, and now the father of 2 children, who has become a symbol of defiance against the European colonizers who continue to take advantage of Africa with their dishonest tactics. The person I am referring to is Captain Ibrahim Traore, who was present at a conference with some of the world's greatest leaders, including President Vladimir Putin, who vowed to stop Washington's interference in the politics of other countries. Ibrahim Traore said,
"Not a single question that is being asked. We don't have an answer. And it turns out that here we can wash our linsaw because we feel like a family. It feels like a family in the sense that Russia is also a family for Africa.
He accurately quoted the words Frederick Douglass said in 1852, which means this young man thoroughly read books.
People, smart people are cool, okay? I'm telling you, people, I keep on stressing this. Smart people are cool. We have to make smartness cool again. You see, some people that love to use stupid as long as they're smart, you know. So they can't tell you anything. Flinging two big word in it, right? I want to jump on that and say yes. And it not go so. Make smart cool again, people. I have so much hashtag await pan for busting pan the scene, you know, people. As we proceed.
Read books without skipping and understood what was hidden within them. Those from the West call him a military junta, but he says that this also speaks to him. As for others who have heard what he says, what he does, and his political struggles, they immediately accepted what Magdalena Villaba called metempsychosis in 1976. In this theory, this scholar boldly claimed that in this mindset, when a person dies, their soul leaves their body and wanders in the air until it enters another person who then acts and behaves as the previous person did.
And that's what I say. That's another thing that I say to people. I say, if the energy not dead, the energy is going to be transformed somewhere else. Now, when that energy comes back, it's for that person to be aware enough to change themselves. Or else that person is going to be the same person they were before. And enough time people say that, you know. And that is so true. Let's proceed, people.
Behaves as the previous person did. Those who observed this concluded, no doubt, when Thomas Isidore Noel Sankara, the hero and renowned figure from Burkina Faso, died tragically on October 15th, 1987.
I remember the tragedy was bullet, people. You hear me I say? The people them full him up a bullet. Man them sell him out, people. Him friend where I roll with for so long. And that the man they roll for so long, people. That me I try to show you says. Well, it's funny because that the man they so evil and get for roll for so long. The same thing with Thomas Tiswood, you know. Remember Sir P said this man, yeah? Have him in concubine of our own house. What make a man like that to the write them things? That I'm asking of people. What make a man like that to the write them things in him diary? If you say some used to treat them people and them people love me to death. I mean till me dead. In people? The man beat you once every year, whether you're good or bad. People make a continue, yeah, cause as we proceed, people.
Died tragically on October 15th, 1987. His soul left Ouagadougou, where he died, and traveled past the Kokologo region, passing through the bowls of Kudugu and Dedugu. By the following year, 1988, it had settled in the commune of Bundukui, where Ibrahim Traore was born that same year and grew up to resemble Thomas Sankara. The prophecies in the writings of Magdalena Villaba, Kurt Friedrich Gödel, and Arthur Schopenhauer, which claimed souls would leave one person and enter another, were fulfilled in the land of Burkina Faso, known as the land of upright men, as the people of Burkina Faso proudly say in their praises and tributes to their hero, Thomas Sankara. Up until now, if you've been paying attention, the main story is about sharing some specific details about the world's youngest president. The president of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore. I know you've heard a lot about him, but let me tell you something unique that you might...
A lot of stuff about this man. his patience, his ingenuity, his relationship with people. I am asking the universe tonight to give this man long life, because people, how many years people saying, oh, they want to take him out, they want to take him out. So I am asking the universe, please, universe, we need heroes, and not all our heroes need to die. We need living heroes. So I'm asking the universe to give Ibrahim Traore long life. As we proceed, that's your birthday granted. That's though, because we know I use not we know I use the same thing what them use witches and thing like that. Right, people, we have to talk in real reality. So for him, that's his birthday present, long life. Enjoy, sir.
Ibrahim Traore. I know you've heard a lot about him, but let me tell you something unique that you might not have known about this man who chose not to laugh, because there is nothing to laugh about in this world. Let's dive into the thoughts and ideologies of this bold man who swore to...
I agree with him, but for me, sometimes the things are too funny for me not to laugh, to see how past, present, and future is pretty much the same thing. And we just go through like say I know nothing. Nobody no care about that. Entertainment. Name brand. As we continue,
country, wearing face masks like the ninja warriors from faraway lands such as Yamashiro, Iga, and Yamato. I'm sharing how this man, respected and revered in Africa, lives a humble life without the luxury cars that many other African presidents enjoy, while their citizens suffer from hunger and poverty in their countries. In the 2 years he has been in power, Traoré rejected the salary that presidents usually receive and chose to continue his salary as a military captain. Do you know why? Because he lives in a simple house, not a palace like others. You should also know about this man's survival of a sinister plot to overthrow him, a conspiracy funded with 5 billion CFA by some of his enemies. You should understand the depths of his life and how he has transformed his country, Burkina Faso, in just 2 years in power. At this point, one might wonder, who is Captain Ibrahim Traore? Where did he come from to find himself in the highest seat of power in...
Yeah, people. What I'm tell you, say we've been highlighting him. Many other YouTube channels been highlighting his greatness, his humbleness, his... So that's why I'm say, people, there's nobody in the world we're not supposed to know about Ibrahim Traore, because he must set an example for all of us for know say it's within us to rise up to our unlimited ability. Woo-wee!
Find himself in the highest seat of power in Burkina Faso. The countdown begins now. Welcome to the world of research. Welcome to the large family of wisdom in narrations.
People, a movie night a go on. Movie night a go on, people.
His hometown Bondokui and secondary school in Bobo Dioulasso, Burkina Faso's second largest city. In this school, he was known as being quiet and very talented. Unlike his predecessor, Damiba, and many other Burkinabe officers who embraced a military career as teenagers, Ibrahim Traore had a civilian background before joining the army. In 2006, he moved to Ouagadougou, the capital, to study geology at the Joseph Kizerbo University. In the latter, he rose to delegate and became known for defending his classmates in disputes. He graduated from the university with honors. In 2009, Ibrahim Traore took a bold decision and joined the Georges Namwano Military Academy. This academy is a second-tier institution compared to the prestigious Kadiogo Military Academy, KMP, of which Thomas Sankara and the former President Damiba are alumni. Upon his graduation in 2012, he was sent to Morocco for anti-aircraft training before being transferred to an infantry unit in Kaya, a town in northern Burkina Faso. 2 years later, in 2024, he was promoted to lieutenant. After serving in relatively junior positions in Burkina Faso's military, Traore's major breakthrough came in the same year of promotion, 2014, when he was deployed to Mali as a soldier under the United Nations peacekeeping mission program, MINUSMA. In Mali, Traore cut his teeth fighting the jihadists and ethnic insurgents. According to various accounts, Traore showed bravery in the face of a complex attack by militants in the northern Tombouctou region. This was in 2018. The following year, in 2019, he participated in a military operation codenamed Operation Akjibo in the Otapuanu offensive in Burkina Faso's restive east for 7 months and several other counterinsurgency operations in the country's north. Despite being touted as a major success, this operation resulted in only temporary withdrawal by militants from the region and a corresponding increase in attacks elsewhere in the country. Ibrahim Traore also served in a detachment of Marcoye in the northern Sahel region at the so-called Three Borders Zone of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger on the front lines against jihadist groups, and took part in several operations there. People who knew Traore at the time said that he exhibited leadership attributes, including being willful, courageous, and close to his men. Ibrahim Traore was promoted to the rank of captain in 2020. Around the same time, however, he was among the young and destitute officers who couldn't help observing their superiors' inability to contain the jihadists' threat in the field. Traore and his fellow officers were stuck between a rock and hard place. One source recounted an incident that occurred in 2020 when the town of Barcelogo in central Burkina Faso was on the verge of falling to jihadists. The highway into Barcelogo was believed to have been mined, so Traore led his men on a commando trek across the countryside, arriving in time to free the town. In Burkina Faso, the attacks by the jihadist groups include armed attacks, abductions, carjackings, improvised explosive devices, rocket attacks, and ambushes. The most affected regions in Burkina Faso are the Sahel, North, Central North, and the East. By late 2021, a humanitarian crisis was evident in many parts of Burkina Faso, and a quarter of the population faced food insecurity. By mid-September 2022, more than 3,000 people had been killed, a third more than in all of 2021. Overall, some 2 million people have been displaced in Burkina Faso. In January 2022, a military coup led by Lieutenant Colonel Paul-Henri Damiba overthrew the civilian government of President Roch-Marc Christian Kabore. President Kabore was elected in 2015 and re-elected in 2020 to replace President Michel Kafando, who led a transitional government following the 2014 popular revolution that ousted Blaise Compaoré. Blaise Compaoré ruled Burkina Faso for 27 years after taking power in the 1987 bloody coup that claimed the life of revolutionary leader Thomas Sankara. When Damiba took power, he cited President Kabore's inability to curb the Islamic insurgency plaguing Burkina Faso. Soon after taking power, Damiba instituted the Patriotic Movement for the Safeguard and Restoration, the MPSR, and vowed to reconquer the country by fighting the jihadist insurgents and helping the 2 million internally displaced people return to their homes. Captain Ibrahim Traore became a member of the MPSR, as Damiba's junta chose to call itself. In March of 2022, Damiba promoted Ibrahim Traore to become the head of artillery in the Kaya regiment in the center of the country, but it was a move that ironically would sow the seeds of Damiba's own downfall.
Damiba. Amoeba. It sounds like amoeba, brother, because it coming like say the man say, yo, All I'm doing is just taking over. I'm tell you, say that's how it working out. Everybody take over, and nobody not change nothing. Everybody just say, "Yo, let's keep it just the way it is, people."
Unfortunately, during President Damiba's short time in power, attacks by militant Islamists increased in Burkina Faso as they seized territory in rural areas and encircled cities. Under this new government, little improvement was seen by many members of the military. Those stationed in remote areas often did not receive their pay on time.
Me say, that me I try to show you people sometimes, cause the same time Coca-Cola call the people them pan the immigrant ice pan the people them a work at them plant. They make sure so the people them work before them pay them. So if any one of them, if them send out them paycheck late, anybody dead, them not get a paycheck, they can't tell them, oh, it's in the mail, I sent it. Everything come down to being free. It has to be free. It has to be free. Everything where you do have to be free. You don't have no worth. Left, right, and center. Everybody thinks it. You don't have no worth. As we proceed, people.
Remote areas often did not receive their pay on time. Captain Ibrahim Traore's regiment became a source of discontent, and Traore himself, tasked by his colleagues with channeling their frustrations, made several trips to Ouagadougou to plead their case with President Damiba. As the months went by, discontent with President Damiba continued growing among the troops. The soldiers still faced the same logistical difficulties and were suffering heavy losses. This is while Lieutenant Colonel Damiba and his entourage of air-conditioned officers sitting in their comfortable, cool headquarters in the capital were...
The one them sitting on the officer that tell the man and say, oh, no, go on outside, go dead off, man. We'll get the proceeds of the spoil. Plus no paycheck or we never going to send out anyways. As we proceed, people.
Being out of touch with reality. Disillusionment at the response of Damiba's government turned into anger, which appears to have crystallized among the soldiers into resolve to seize power. Like the January push, the trigger was an attack on 26 September 2022 by jihadist forces on a 150-truck convoy loaded with food headed for Djibo, one of the main cities in the war-torn north. This city of 60,000 people had been under siege by terror groups for about 18 months. This attack on the convoy, which was claimed by an Al-Qaeda-linked group, killed 37 people, including 27 soldiers. In the army ranks, the frustration was clear, especially among the youngest members. This defeat of the army was pinned on Damiba. A week earlier, he had mobilized a 70-strong delegation to attend the United Nations Summit in New York. There,
so guess this man here though. Pack 70 people, dress up in a suit, people. These people, I say, them love dress up in a suit and in a tie and looking good, nice car. House on the hill, security guard dog, security camera. That's our society, people. That's how I come to realize. So like there's no slice of cake for it. But we did have everything for ourselves. We did make our own cake, eat our own cake, sell our own cake. As we proceed, people, because I tell you say in every hero movie, so you have to go through the tough times first, right? As we proceed,
There, President Damiba argued that his government was making some progress in the fight against terrorism, and he also asked for support from the international.
Lie, the man gone lie, you know. And then guess what the man ask support? More money. More money the man ask, you know. Ask for more money for him pocket, yes. You want to see all this money and sweat in a him suit? Guess what I wear, people? A blue suit. Blue suit, blue tie, people. Yes, as we proceed, Mr. Rich President.
The trip to the United Nations summit was perceived at home in Burkina Faso as wasteful and in total disregard of the dire insecurity situation of the country. In the days that followed, Captain Ibrahim Traore, on behalf of many aggrieved soldiers, went to Ouagadougou to speak with President Damiba. He asked for an audience with the presidents, but never received an answer. Faced with what they saw as
What's the man? At that match I show you people, I saw it work, you know. You no matter how much gunshot I beat outside and you're out there, the man safe inside. Why does the man have to come out? People, they say, some people can't get it, you know. Some people cannot get it. They say, 80 years. 80 years, the people them can't get it right. But me say, once them get addicted to the pain, man, them not have me see, the man go visit the hungry belly people them. I mean hungry belly, but me say the people them road not good, this not good, that not good, everything expensive. And the man dress up in them expensive suit, go visit the people them in the ghetto people and get up, pack up package. Give this a man that will have everything plus 300% raise people. When me look on them things, say, yeah, man. I don't love the knee on the neck, If the knee not the on the neck, I don't feel good. I'm telling you, say, I know so it's supposed to be. This is why I say, here is a hero.
Traore and other officers of his generation decided to take action. At dawn on September 30th, 2022, gunfire erupted across Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso. It was the opening act of a coup that would shake the nation. By 8 p.m. local time, a striking scene unfolded on national television. A soldier in military fatigues, wearing a bulletproof vest and a red beret, appeared on the Burkina Broadcasting Corporation, RTB. Surrounded by hooded and helmeted men, he delivered a bombshell announcement. Captain Ibrahim Traore was taking over as head of the Patriotic Movement for Safeguard and Restoration, MPSR, overthrowing Lieutenant Colonel Paul Henri Sandaogo Damiba. The coup leaders justified their actions by accusing Damiba of betraying their shared vision. They claimed he had failed to address the deteriorating security situation that had initially motivated the January 2022 coup, which brought him to power. Instead, they said, Damiba had focused on unfortunate political adventures, neglecting the fight to reclaim territories occupied by jihadist insurgents. According to Traore, he and other officers had attempted to persuade Damiba to refocus on the rebellion, but his refusal left them with no choice but to remove him. Discontent had been brewing for months, especially among younger officers who carried the hardest burden of the fight against armed groups linked to ISIL and Al-Qaeda.
Of course, people, that's the hardest part. When people come home, leave and then see them family again, then go and them family not see them again. And people just take people life a joke. If you take people like, I'm gonna tell you some more time, people, there's no heroes, there's nobody standing up for the people them. But even when somebody has stand up for the people them don't care. Some people, some country, when the people them come for fight, them don't care. Them happy with just the way it is. That's one thing I have to stress, some people is just happy with how situation is. Don't think say you're going to get the situation change. It takes a collective. It takes people, like-minded people, to change situation. I mean, I stress this for the next generation, you know. Don't try to get everybody together because it's not everybody.
To ISIL and Al-Qaeda. The elite Cobra unit, known for its frontline operations, faced delays in pay, further deepening frustrations. When the plotters launched their coup on September 30th, Traore, still a captain, found strong support within the Cobra unit, which played a key role in the operation. Traore's junta declared its commitment to addressing the country's challenges. They vowed to refocus on national security, restore territorial integrity, and uphold Burkina Faso's international commitments, including respect for human rights. Additionally, they announced plans to diversify Burkina Faso's international partnerships in the fight against jihadism.
Jeez, people, them commercials, you get like 4 or 5 of them quicker than quick. I don't know how I go on. But it's good at least that them program, yeah, they're getting views, right? I'm gonna tell you, say some of the good channel, and maybe it's because it's Abraham Traore why so much people, so much commercial gravitate. Why so much commercial gravitate to film show? Cause me tell you, say most of the show them not have no commercial. As we proceed.
Plans to diversify Burkina Faso's international partnerships in the fight against jihadism. However, the coup soon escalated into a broader crisis. On October 1st, with their takeover appearing to struggle, Traore and his officers accused Damiba of seeking refuge at the French military base in Camboinsin, where they claimed he was planning a counter-offensive. In a nation filled with anti-French sentiment, this claim ignited outrage. Although the French government denied the allegation, thousands of protesters took to the streets of Ouagadougou and Bobo-Dioulasso, targeting the French embassy and cultural institutes. What began as a military coup transformed into a popular uprising against perceived foreign interference. During the night, momentum shifted decisively in Traore's favor. Several army units, including the Air Force and Special Forces, declared their allegiance to him. By the next morning, Damiba was forced to resign. He reportedly agreed to step down on the condition that his safety and the safety of his allies were guaranteed.
No, sir. Another them to Thomas Sankora. Them full up the man a shot. I mean, I never these people do it, but you see, there it was peaceful coup. People could have do it peacefully, but they never want that. As we proceed, people.
The whole world was astonished 6 days later when he came to swear in as the interim leader after he had relied on the strength of a hidden weapon. At that time, he arrived at the venue before the press and its writers, wearing military attire and walking with a step that made you remember his role was to engage in combat. What surprised those present was that he was wearing a face mask, as he didn't want those watching him to see his face, which could have scared some of them. Then, a document with 3 sentences in French was handed to him. With his hand raised, he said,
I swear before the people of Burkina Faso and on my honor to preserve, respect, uphold, and defend the Constitution, the Charter of Transition, and the laws, to make every effort to guarantee justice to all inhabitants of Burkina Faso.
At just 34 years old, Captain Ibrahim Traore was installed as transitional president, becoming the world's youngest leader at the time. Thousands of Burkinabe citizens gathered in the capital to celebrate his ascension in what resembled a victory parade. Captain Ibrahim Traore is so young that to match his age to Paul Biya, the 91-year-old president of Cameroon and Africa's oldest leader.
91 years old and this man is still the same. Yo. I mean, the man look good for 91 years old, but still, for how long? Let me see.
Captain Ibrahim Traore is so young that to match his age to Paul Biya, the 91-year-old president of Cameroon and Africa's oldest leader, you would need to double Traore's age and then add 19 years. Captain Ibrahim Traore remarked that he has no interest in the formalities of wearing political suits or engaging in political posturing. His focus is on reviving a nation that seemed to be falling apart. He declared that he is prepared to make any sacrifice to ensure his country can once again breathe the air of peace and freedom.
No, sir.
Okay, look at it. That the man, the 91 years old, and him in the same position for how long? Thomas Sankara come in and change everything, and them assassinate him. Why make them assassinate this man? People, me say, you see, time you see some things, right? When you see some things, you know. I'm trying to try off Ibrahim Traore. As we proceed, people.
No sacrifice will be too great to take this country out of the situation in which it finds itself. So, our commitment is for a return to peace, and our compass will always be the people.
However, it became evident to the more observant minds that Ibrahim Traore is backed by a man of St. Petersburg, Vladimir Putin. Just 2 days after the coup took place, a journalist from the New York Times, Eliane Peltier, stated, "In Burkina Faso, the man who staged a coup was himself ousted by another." In this article, Eliane Peltier revealed that he had uncovered clear evidence of the involvement of the Wagner Group and Russia in everything Traore did. 2 days later, Edward McAllister of Reuters corroborated this, affirming that he had followed the developments closely and found that those attempting to challenge or undermine Traore should tread carefully, as Russia stood firmly behind him. Nevertheless, Traore denied all these claims, telling France 24 that he did not need Wagner soldiers from Russia, as he had already established a local version of Wagner in Burkina Faso. He stated,
"I do not need Wagner soldiers from Russia because I have our own Wagner here, called VDP, Volontaires pour la Défense de la Patrie. These are volunteer fighters ready to protect and defend the land of Burkina Faso."
However, the secrecy surrounding his connections with the Russians came to light on September 27, 2023, in St. Petersburg, when he attended the Russia-Africa Summit. During the event, he openly stated that Russia is one family with Burkina Faso. For him, it is not just Burkina Faso, as Russia is one family with all of Africa due to the shared history between Africa and Russia. Traore said,
"It feels like a family in the sense that Russia is also a family for Africa. It is a family because we have the same history. Russia made enormous sacrifices to liberate the world from Nazism during the Second World War. The people of Africa, our grandfathers, were also forcibly deported to help Europe get rid of Nazism. We share the same history in the sense that we are the forgotten peoples of the world, whether in the history books, in documentaries, or in film.
We are forgotten because we don't write our own story. We're not interested. We're not interested in our story. Because if we know our story, we would have to change it. I'm going to tell us that some people don't care. As we proceed, people.
Heard this said, "Now Traore, we have proof. You can no longer deny your ties with the Russians, especially since you call them brothers, and openly declare without hesitation your support for working with them." Traore initially promised to hold democratic elections by July 2024. However, on May 25, 2024, the junta announced an extension of its rule for another 5 years, with Traore remaining in power. The decision sparked mixed reactions domestically and internationally, as many questioned whether it marked a retreat from the promised transition to civilian governance. Since Traore's rise to power, relations with France, Burkina Faso's former colonial ruler, have remained tense. Demonstrations demanding an end to the French military presence reflect a broader sentiment across West Africa and the Sahel, where anti-French sentiment is growing. Traore's leadership has also seen Burkina Faso strengthen ties with other global partners, signaling a shift in the nation's foreign policy. In January 2023, Burkina Faso gave France 1 month to withdraw its troops as it ended a military accord that allowed French troops to fight insurgents on its territory, citing a wish for Burkina Faso to...
If you're a trader in...
Yeah, people, get them out of your country. I'm tell you so. That me say, we don't have a country where we can we don't have a country where we can do that, people. Me say in Jamaica, what them have to do is find the good people, vote them in, because and I like say you can't say alright, then fine. Get out the people them, leave the country, because the people them are the problem are the same people them just have a different agenda. That's why I say the amazing stuff for this someone are doing that in 2 years. Me know all them people that have one hospital. Me know how long them are refurbish one hospital. Burkina Faso build a hospital in 1.5 years before brand new state of the art everything before the actual day it's supposed to open, people. Trust me.
Wish for Burkina Faso to defend itself. The following month, in February 2023, the two countries, France and Burkina Faso, officially marked the end of French military operations in the West African nation after a flag-lowering ceremony at the French Special Forces camp. Since the time of coup up to today, Ibrahim Traore consistently appeared in military combat attire, complete with a red beret, tactical gloves, and a pistol on his right thigh. This has become his signature look.
People, I'm telling you, so we can't do something there with some t-shirt and thing, you know. Put Ibrahim Traore upon it with, just like people. We can send some money to Burkina Faso for help build up Burkina Faso center ready to go there to go live. People, you don't know how the world are going on, because I'm telling you, the people that have one bag of me don't know if a tariff or a turf war the people ever fight. The Bloods and the Crips, them people. The people them have turf war go on. Actually, no know this. Yo, if we should make up all them story of people, trust me, them have a round room and wait for we to lock we up, you know. Right? What me say? Ibrahim Traore is a real hero. An immense example for the culture, for the race, for the country, for the continent. Inspiring, people, inspiring. As we proceed.
So today, how is this youngest president in the world, Captain Ibrahim Traore, who took power through a military coup, living? Does he ride in luxurious and expensive cars like other African presidents?
No, none of that. There's a man not in them things. I'm telling you, the man not in the flashy name brand thing. I'm gonna do a highlight on the name brand thing, because I'm tell you, it's getting too ridiculous, people. But I'm telling you, the man just humble, just like that. As we proceed, people.
Who exist to exploit their countries? Does he live in lavish homes? How does he and his family live? Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso, has chosen a different path, one that rejects the status quo. While most African leaders live in palaces, indulge in luxury, and draw enormous salaries, Traore made an unprecedented decision. He refused the $76,000 salary, the standard for presidents in his country. Instead, he kept his military captain's pay, which is significantly less. He chose to put his people above personal gain. His story is not just about Burkina Faso, it's about the future of African leadership. In just 2 years, Ibrahim Traore has done what many leaders on the continent can only dream of achieving in a lifetime. But what sets him apart isn't just his choice to decline wealth, it's his entire approach to leadership. To give some context, in Burkina Faso, the average presidential salary is $76,000 annually. For comparison, the average salary of an African president is $170,000 a year. Meanwhile, the average monthly income in Burkina Faso is a mere $73. But Traore didn't stop at rejecting his salary. In a bold move to
People, average salary $73 a day, you know. Or is it 73? Hold on, 73? Hold on.
Meanwhile, the average monthly income in Burkina Faso is a mere $73.
Yeah, monthly income. Not a day, a month. It's $73 to blouse and skirt. So that match I show you say. Meanwhile, a man, I box up a man for $1. $1. And then bring income for the year at $73. So Jesus people. So no people think say them have it bad enough. But other people out there have it worse than them. Wow. As we proceed, people.
Burkina Faso is a mere $73. But Traore didn't stop at rejecting his salary. In a bold move to ensure that his people's resources went toward their future, he reduced government salaries by 20%. This was not just a symbolic gesture, it was a real effort to redirect resources from the government's pockets to the nation's most pressing needs. What Traore did with the money saved from his salary and the cuts in government wages got people's attention. He reinvested it back into the country, focusing on long-term projects that would empower his people. Traore invested in building schools, mechanizing agriculture, and even setting up textile factories. He took the initiative to create domestic tomato processing plants to reduce dependency on imports and build a more sustainable agricultural sector. But perhaps most impressively, he laid the foundation for oil refineries. These are not short-term projects. They're long-term investments that will drive.
And this are the thing with we and we're short-term investment people, not long-term. Not generational wealth. It's Gucci wealth them people care about. As we proceed, people.
Country's economy for decades to come. This isn't just talk. These are real, measurable steps toward transforming Burkina Faso's economy. In a continent where most leaders flaunt their wealth, boasting fleets of expensive cars, private jets, and sprawling mansions, Traore has chosen simplicity. He drives a basic car, wears military fatigues, and lives modestly. This is a stark contrast to leaders across Africa, where opulence is often seen as a symbol of power. Traore has rejected that notion entirely.
Yeah, the bigger the house, right? Now here we used to have pyramids and build all of them things and vanity, ego. Two things that do not go good with heroes. As we proceed, people.
Lives by a simple principle. His duty is to his people, not to luxury. His leadership style has earned him comparisons to Burkina Faso's revolutionary hero, Thomas Sankara. Like Sankara, Traore values service over personal comfort, proving that humility in leadership doesn't equate to weakness. It strengthens the bond between a leader and their people. While many presidents would use their position for self-enrichment, Ibrahim Traore has done the opposite. His focus has been entirely on service. He has reduced his salary, rejected the perks of office, and ensured that the government's financial resources benefit the country's development. This is true leadership in action. Ibrahim Traore's leadership is not about self-promotion or seeking personal gain. In fact, little is known about his personal life. unlike many African leaders who parade their families and
them trophy wife and them perfect life. Just keep it business as usual. There's nothing to smile about as we proceed.
in the public eye, Traore keeps his private life completely out of the spotlight. You won't find photos of his wife or children online, an uncommon practice for heads of state.
Yeah. Look at my wife beautiful. Look at my house. Look at my land. Look at this. Look at everything when no matter to anybody else except me. Right? And that them teaching people. I say it's so sad. Pretty things. We love pretty car, pretty shiny stuff. We love the shiny stuff, people, as we proceed.
This level of dedication to service is rare in world leadership, let alone in Africa, where political figures often use their positions for self-promotion. In less than 2 years, Ibrahim Traore has proven that leadership doesn't have to come with excess wealth or luxury. His focus on humility, service, and prioritizing the welfare of his people has made him an exception in a continent where power is often synonymous with personal enrichment. By rejecting the idea that a president must be rich and live in luxury, Ibrahim Traore is paving the way for a new kind of leadership in Africa, one where the people come first, not the politicians. His actions have already made a significant impact on Burkina Faso, and if other leaders across Africa follow his example, the future of the continent could look very different. Allow me to take you into the part of the rescue of Captain Ibrahim Traore's regime overthrow. How did it happen that Captain Ibrahim Traore himself survived a coup d'etat just as he executed one? It was part of a sinister plot that involved up to 5 billion CFA francs.
Man offers Burkina Faso soldiers $8 million to overthrow government. The Burkinabe Defense and Security Forces have foiled an attempt to topple the military junta with an offer of $8.17 million.
On November 8th, 2024,
people, if the people can give so much money, people, to listen to the people that make money, they can't do anything. These people spend more money, so you don't get no money. You don't spend more money, so you don't get your money. People. It's not funny, but it's funny. It's funny if you see all the length them people will go. Just to keep things just the way it is. As we proceed, this is a hero's movie, people.
Burkina Faso's president faced a life-threatening attack in the capital, Ouagadougou. A covert plot targeting the country's stability was foiled when the military uncovered a scheme involving a mysterious figure who entered Burkina Faso under the guise of a business trip. This individual brought with him 5 billion CFA francs, which were intended not for development, but to bribe soldiers into destabilizing the country. The money was meant to fund a coup and shift Burkina Faso's leadership. The suspect, linked to influential foreign interests, sought to exploit the country's weaknesses. Burkina Faso, abundant in natural resources such as gold and other minerals, holds a strategic position in West Africa. As the country had made strides towards stability, certain foreign powers viewed this as a threat. The plot was simple: bribe soldiers with large sums of money to secure their loyalty, igniting chaos that would shift power. However, the soldiers approached by the suspect were not easily convinced. These seasoned veterans had fought against insurgents and extremist groups. Their loyalty to Burkina Faso remained unshaken, and instead of rejecting the offer, they played along, reporting the suspect's moves to their superiors. Over weeks, they gathered critical information and were able to expose the full extent of the conspiracy. On the day of the planned exchange, a sting operation was set into motion. The suspect was apprehended at a warehouse, his suitcase filled with the cash meant for the coup. Hidden cameras and surveillance had recorded everything, providing undeniable evidence of the plot. The suspect's arrest revealed a far-reaching conspiracy with connections to foreign operatives and mercenaries operating in the Sahel region. These operatives, funded by powerful foreign entities, were part of a broader strategy to destabilize Burkina Faso and other West African nations. The goal was to exploit the region's resources and weaken national sovereignty. This plot wasn't just about money, it was a power play against a self-sufficient Burkina Faso that had begun to reclaim control over its resources. Foreign interests had benefited from exploiting the region for years, and the rise of a stable, independent Burkina Faso threatened that dominance. The foiled conspiracy highlights the lengths foreign powers will go to maintain control over Africa's resources. It also signals the growing resistance of African nations, like Burkina Faso, against exploitation. The plot serves as a warning. Attempts to assert independence will not be tolerated. Beyond the coups and Traore's personal life, what remarkable achievements can we attribute to Captain Ibrahim Traore for his country since he seized power through military force 2 years ago? October 2025 marks 2 years since Captain Ibrahim Traore assumed leadership of Burkina Faso. Rising from the October 2023 coup, Traore has delivered over 80% of his promises, transforming the nation in ways that
80% time promises in 2 years, people. And this man have like 4 more years to go, people. Well, probably the next 20 years, because, you know, them have the petition going to elect him as president of Africa, of Africa, right? The work where the man put in 80% in 2 years, get it done. And then people have 80 years. The people them have it for 80 years and can't make a difference. You tell me if them people they want to make a difference, eh?
the nation in ways that exceed expectations. His achievements span security, infrastructure, energy, healthcare, and economic independence, drawing global attention. The Faso Rail project is a cornerstone of this transformation, a nationwide railway network connecting provincial capitals. With 75% government ownership and 25% private investment, it includes a manufacturing plant in Bobo Dioulasso, enabling local production of train wagons and rails. The project, costing 70 billion CFA francs, is set to be completed in 18 months, creating jobs and fostering trade.
18 months! People! 18 months? And then people do things for 80 years and can't get nothing done. I wanna still I say, oh, hopefully they may do it in the next 600 million years. I'm no wicked to yourself and people. I'm not go on, man. As we proceed.
Traore's administration has embraced nuclear energy through a partnership with Russia's Rosatom to build a nuclear power plant. This project focuses on clean energy, healthcare, and industrial development, reducing reliance on fossil fuels and expanding electricity access.
Tonight's not just another.
Yes, people. Clean energy. The sunshine, clean energy. Once you have the solar panel. Me I say them people can innovate cheaper solar panel. If them people come up with a new cell phone every minute, right? What make them can't come up with better solar panel that can be cheaper. The people that make something there, some deep sea AI thing with scrap left over from all parts so they can. But tell us that there's enough things happening, people. So how comes it seems like say it's impossible them things that we're supposed to do? These people don't want to do no changes, man. We're just sick and tired of how things is. And people just pretend like so them people are going to change it.
In Kudugu, the pharmaceutical technopole is being built to produce medicines domestically, cut dependency on imports, and improve healthcare access. In the next 5 years, 70 billion CFA franc initiative will create jobs and promote local production. Efforts to increase the value of natural resources include setting up a gold refinery to process gold locally, building a tomato processing plant to reduce the need for imports, and promoting agricultural mechanization. This includes free tractor services, subsidized seeds, and fertilizers, which have boosted food security by over 50% in just 2 years.
Faso Rapid Intervention Battalion.
These people are producing them own flour, them own wheat. Them all start produce like I talk about the cow feeding and the ass feeding and them things. And the people them start produce everything for themselves.
Those 28 terrorists. During Operation Zero Terrorists and the Solenzo pushes, the Defense and Security Forces, FDS, and Volunteers for the Defense of the Homeland, VDP, killed 29 terrorists in Montiancui village on January 2nd, 2025.
Military reforms have reclaimed territories once lost to insurgents. Advanced weaponry and strategic alliances with Russia, Turkey, and China have strengthened the military. Key regions like Djibo have been liberated, reconnecting isolated areas and uniting the Sahel region against terrorism. French has been abolished as the official language, reflecting a commitment to Pan-African ideals. Civil servants' salaries have increased, and the Central Bank of Burkina Faso ensures financial independence from France. Renewable energy projects include the nation's largest hydroelectric dam, boosting electricity access, industry, and agriculture. Mobile health clinics now provide essential care to remote areas, addressing healthcare disparities.
Even though them people have hospital already, you know, the man implement mobile hospital where pretty much you can get like anything done in a remote area. I saw the man put in the work for the last 2 years. And that's why I said the man is a hero, is a living hero.
In just 2 years, Captain Ibrahim Traore has reshaped Burkina Faso, building a nation defined by resilience, independence, and progress. Considering everything we know about Captain Ibrahim Traore, what lessons can African leaders learn from him to improve the future of their countries? Do you believe Traore has the potential to shape the history of his country and Africa as a whole?
People, me not believe say the man can. Me know say the man can change everything pan a whole. Me tell you say the people them want already them a think to make him the president of Africa. Them already have the petition are going themselves on Facebook, on Twitter, right? So even the very fact say him already I make so much changes in such a drastic way. It's impressive. That's why I say happy birthday, right? The thing about it is, it's not even this man who's talking about him. It's other people talking about him. All right, so people, I say that's just like when I said the effect that he's having on society overall, you know. Also upon other countries, people. What I say? The man in 2 years, the man show what a leader is all about. The man show what a hero is supposed to represent. So watch now. This is pretty much a part 2 of it, because you should them talk about all them ideals and everything where he might accomplish. So listen to this now.
Unexpected blow as Togo, a key West African nation, signals its intention to break ranks and join the alliance of Sahel states.
People, so So after the man set an example now and I go on with things, right? It make him country safe because I tell you say even him 20 graduate from the drone academy. The man create a drone academy in Burkina Faso, right? Him have 20 graduate from this year. So the security part of them just talk about say now the country is secure and them giant group people. Just this movie is so amazing, people, because this is the first part of the movie. This is the second part.
Was its intention to break ranks and join the alliance of Sahel states, AES. This move follows the dramatic exit of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, who accused ECOWAS of serving Western interests rather than prioritizing African sovereignty. Togo, a coastal nation and long-standing ECOWAS member, is now seriously considering aligning itself with the AES, a move that could reshape the balance of power in the region. Togolese Foreign Minister Robert Dussey has publicly confirmed the country's intention to join the alliance, which was formed in the wake of the 3 Sahelian states breaking away from ECOWAS. Togo is considering joining the AES, a strategic decision that could reshape regional cooperation and provide access to the sea for member countries, Dussey stated on social media. This statement marks a pivotal moment in West African politics. Togo's potential membership in the AES could significantly bolster the bloc, granting landlocked Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger access to maritime trade routes, an economic game changer. Furthermore, it signals a growing shift among African nations seeking greater self-determination, free from external influence. Togo's potential defection from ECOWAS raises pressing questions. Why is Togo seeking to align with the AES? Will the alliance accept its membership? What does this mean for the future of West African integration? Stay tuned as we dig deeper into this shifting political landscape. Before we continue, hit that like and subscribe buttons for more eye-opening content.
Yes, people hit the like and share button. Because remember say ECOWAS, they both for a long time, you know, right? ECOWAS is supposed to be like economic something or other. It has some acronym feet, but it's supposed to be like the continent of Africa coming together and shaping the destiny for Africa, right? But again, they're not aligned to African the benefit of Africa. This is why Maui, Niger, and Burkina Faso step away. So now this country now, Togo, is looking to do the same thing. And that may I try to tell you with the influence, right? Because they never have thing there before, right? Them all the the ECOWAS screw them over. So once Burkina Faso and the other country them decide so them are gonna take with themselves and then set an example so them can survive. Because I'm telling you, say if them couldn't survive, then people would love it. ECOWAS would love it. But as we proceed, people.
Let's get into it. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, once heralded as a beacon of regional unity and economic integration in West Africa, is crumbling under the weight of its own contradictions. The exit of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, 3 foundational members of the bloc, on January 29, 2025, has exposed the fragility of an organization accused of bending to Western interests at the expense of African sovereignty. This seismic shift, dubbed Sahel exit by some, has not only weakened ECOWAS, but also ignited a broader conversation about the future of regional cooperation in Africa. Now Togo, a coastal nation still tethered to ECOWAS, is contemplating a bold move.
Coastal nation, so that means that them people are close to the water. And I'm done say Burkina Faso is landlocked already. It's surrounded by other countries, right? So that would be this would be really be a game changer, you know, if them people actually step in. Because you know, say some of them people, some of them country, what 52 countries, right? Some of them country Then me come on a disguise. I say, yeah man, we will join you know and whatever, and then look for sell out them people. That's why I said that one of the things them have to be careful with, right? But me say them joining would really be a game changer, because then them would have they close to the port and can ship things and receive things.
Still tethered to ECOWAS, is contemplating a bold move, joining the Alliance of Sahel States, AES, the new bloc formed by Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger. As a Pan-Africanist, I see this moment as a clarion call, a rejection of neo-colonial shackles and a reclamation of African agency. The departure of Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger from ECOWAS was not a mere tantrum by military juntas. It was a calculated act of defiance against an organization they accused of being a puppet of Western powers, particularly France and its allies. Their formation of the AES in September 2023, followed by their formal withdrawal from ECOWAS in 2025, has laid bare the fault lines within the bloc, a disconnect between its lofty ideals and its failure to address the existential crises of its member states. Togo's flirtation with the AES is the latest symptom of ECOWAS's decline, and a testament to the allure of a new vision for African unity rooted in self-reliance and mutual defense. Founded in 1975, ECOWAS was envisioned as
I tell you how long that same thing. The same thing with the NAACC, you know, the same thing was supposed to be advancement of black people with I think Al Sharpton and them people. I'm gonna do a highlight on one of them things that took. I'm gonna tell you, say all of them things that it's one big connection that we now look on. As we proceed, though, people.
Founded in 1975, ECOWAS was envisioned as a vehicle for economic integration and political stability, a Pan-African dream of collective prosperity free from the meddling hands of former colonial powers. For decades, it stood as a symbol of West African resilience, weathering coups, civil wars, and economic upheavals. Yet, beneath its glossy veneer of unity lay a troubling reality. ECOWAS had become a tool for perpetuating Western dominance. The bloc's response to the military coups in Mali 2020, Burkina Faso 2022, and Niger 2023 exposed its allegiance to external masters. Swift sanctions, threats of...
Yes, I remember that. They were going hard. I said, wait a minute. But even then, I would like, you know, have a little bit of the information was going, not like how I'm in depth in it now. But I say, how comes them people go so hard against Burkina Faso and the rest of them people where they must say they must step away? How them can sanction against the people them? You know what I say? It just don't make no sense. And if it don't make no sense, trust me, it don't make no sense. There's something else that go on. That may I try to tell you people sometimes, while go on the surface, you don't have to dive to find out what's going on. As we proceed.
Pre-intervention and a refusal to engage in meaningful dialogue with the juntas revealed an organization more concerned with pleasing Paris and Washington than addressing the root causes of instability, terrorism, poverty, and governance failures. The Sahel Trio's grievances were clear. In their joint statement announcing their exit, they lamented that ECOWAS had drifted from the ideals of its founding fathers and the spirit of Pan-Africanism. They accused the bloc of failing to support their existential fight against terrorism and insecurity, a charge that resonates deeply in a region ravaged by jihadist insurgencies. For years, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger have borne the brunt of violence spilling across the Sahel, with ECOWAS offering little more than platitudes and sanctions. The bloc's heavy-handed approach, suspending their membership and imposing economic strangulation, only deepened their resolve to break free. After 49 years, the juntas declared, the valiant peoples of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger regretfully and with great disappointment observe that the organization has lost its way. This betrayal of purpose has eroded ECOWAS's legitimacy. Once a 15-member stronghold, it now clings to 12 nations. Its influence diminished by the loss of 76 million people and over half its geographical territory. The bloc's economic framework, built on free movement of goods and people, is unraveling as trade routes falter and coastal states brace for the fallout. Port cities like Cotonou in Benin and Lomé in Togo, once vital lifelines for landlocked Sahel nations, face uncertainty as the AES seeks alternative pathways to the sea. ECOWAS's transitional arrangements, preserving visa-free movement and trade privileges for the departing states, smack of desperation, a belated attempt to salvage relevance in a region slipping from its grasp.
People! I thought my mother always tell me, anytime she go to them people and ask them for a raise, the people have said, oh, we can't afford it, Mom said she just go give out her resume after work. Anytime she give her them two weeks notice and tell them say them find her next job, at that time them a find the money come give them. Yeah. Them a deny you and make it look like say, oh, you need them. And anytime I prove to them say you don't need them, at that time them a run come and I try. Yeah, my friend. No. You see? At that me I tell you about negotiation, Once you have leverage and we have skills, I say that, I repeat that. It's gonna be once you have skills, you have the right to negotiate for a better wage. But when the book set a certain way, so you don't have that, but then look for your skill and say, no man, you don't have no skills. Love it, people. Break away. What we say? What we write today? What we say? Can't say yeah. Yeah, what it say? Can't say you want it, can't get it, and don't create it. Booyah! Can't say you want it, can't get it, and don't create it. Seeing people? What me say? Can't say you want it, can't say you want it, can't get it, and don't create it. Yes. As we proceed, people, the people then create what them want. Unity amongst themselves. See? And that me say. Can compromise. Work out things. Jeez, people. This is not past, this is present, people. This moment is present times. This is happening. I mean, this is not breaking news. This is not trending and all of them stuff there, but this is so important.
From its grasp. In contrast, the alliance of Sahel states emerges as a bold experiment in African self-determination. Forged in the crucible of shared struggle, the AES unites Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger under a mutual defense pact aimed at combating terrorism and reducing reliance on foreign powers. Since its inception, the alliance has moved swiftly to assert its independence, announcing a 5,000-strong joint military force, issuing AES
5,000 strong, then come together, put their army together, people. So anything, and one of the thing is, anytime you attack any one of them country, you attack all three. See? Just imagine. This is why this is so amazing, people. I'm gonna tell you, say them did how much? Them 15 strong now, them 12, ECOWAS. So the people them finally take out themselves out of ECOWAS, because they say, well, the serious people them, they say them nah do nothing for them country or for them people. As we proceed,
sports and exploring a confederation model that prioritizes security over economic integration. This shift reflects a broader Pan-African awakening, a rejection of the West's divide and conquer tactics in favor of solidarity among nations facing common threats. The AES...
You see, even then, people, the divide and conquer thing, I said that I want I tell them, I that I one of the most dangerous weapon. That is, I don't know if it are the most dangerous weapon, but are the most effective weapon, divide and conquer. Because I tell you, say the two party are the same party, but all them do is split it up, so they can split up the people them, so the people then can fight against each other. I'm telling you, say even when the people then get a third choice or fourth choice, they not care. Them just see the two party. I saw them branded with the brand. Them become a brand people. We become a branded people. You don't understand all them things that deep within us. Divide and conquer.
The AES's appeal lies in its unapologetic stance against neo-colonialism. The juntas have pivoted toward Russia, welcoming mercenaries and weapons to bolster their fight against jihadists, a move that has irked Western capitals, but resonated with citizens tired of French troops and unfulfilled promises. Leaders like Burkina Faso's Captain Ibrahim Traore frame their actions as a struggle for sovereignty, a bid to reclaim control over their resources and destiny. This narrative strikes a chord across the continent, where the ghosts of colonialism still haunt economic and political structures. The AES is not without flaws. Its reliance on Russia raises questions about trading one foreign influence for another, but it represents a rupture with the status quo, a refusal to bow to an ECOWAS beholden to external agendas. Into this fray steps Togo, a small but strategically vital nation, now weighing its options. Foreign Minister Robert Dussey's remarks in early 2025 have sent ripples through West Africa.
Yes! He said so, ripple! Right through with, right through, people. God, changes are come, changes are come.
Is considering joining the AES, he told Vox or Africa, a strategic decision that could reshape regional cooperation and provide access to the sea for member countries.
And that's all them need. That's one of the things them need. Then obviously cooperation. But I tell you, say, if them have the port, man, cheese, a shipping where they want to ship in, the three countries just, you know, I mean, also other countries are going to join. Because what the people them are do, you can see independent, self-reliance, Marcus Garvey movement. You know, and you see all of them, Frederick Douglass are come up in all of them things that I'm never do a Frederick Douglass highlight, you know. And that I'm telling the people, you turn left, right, and center is like some hands full of great people. Where I do so much, we did and I do so much great things. The excitement, the adventure. What I'm telling you, say, as we proceed, people.
Strategic decision that could reshape regional cooperation and provide access to the sea for member countries. For a country long embedded in ECOWAS, this pivot signals both disillusionment with the bloc and a pragmatic calculation of its interests. Togo's potential defection could further weaken ECOWAS, stripping it of a key coastal ally and amplifying the AES's reach. Why is Togo drawn to the AES? The answer lies in a confluence of ideology, geography, and necessity. First, there is a growing Pan-African sentiment within Togo, mirrored across the region. Dussey has decried the lack of true sovereignty in Africa, lamenting that the continent is used to serve the great powers. This echoes the AES's critique of ECOWAS as a Western proxy, a sentiment that resonates with Togolese citizens, who see the junta's defiance as a model for reclaiming agency. Ask the Togolese people if they want to join the AES, Dussey mused. I think they'd say yes. Public support for the alliance, fueled by frustration with foreign meddling, could pressure President Faure Gnassingbé to act. Geographically, Togo offers the AES something it desperately needs: access to the sea.
Jesus, people, come on now, just join. Just, yo, people, no beg them to join up. People, not just beg them to join, man. So we can just see the progress. Take a deep breath, people. Take a deep breath. In, out. In, out. In, out. Yes, people. Progress. As we proceed.
Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are landlocked, their economies historically dependent on coastal neighbours for trade. Before their exit, 80% of Niger's freight passed through Benin's port of Cotonou, while Togo's Lomé port served as a crucial gateway for Burkina Faso. Sanctions and border tensions with ECOWAS states like Benin have disrupted these routes, pushing the AES to seek new partnerships.
Yeah, even that too. So the equipment them did not come across in territory and the people them lock it. Mr. The people them, Mr. The things that them people are do. Cause you see me did I watch them stories from long time, you know, right? But you know in time the headline and the catch your eyes. But me say me did I keep my ears to all of them story did I go on and oh him did I just stand firm with him belief with Mali and Niger, right? Them just did a push on, even though them a get so much pushback from everybody. Seeing, even when the massacre did go on and them a say, oh, a them do it, and I'm telling you, say the amount of stuff will come out, you know, and it wasn't true. You see the three countries still standing, they critic them, all them run out, they critic them people. The newspaper them did a write them propaganda story. Them run them out of the country. As we proceed.
Inclusion would provide a direct maritime lifeline, reducing the alliance's vulnerability and enhancing its economic viability. Lomé, with its deep water port and strategic location, could become the AES's gateway to global markets, a role that aligns with Togo's own ambitions to expand its regional influence. Moreover, Togo's quiet sympathy for the AES reflects a pragmatic foreign policy. Unlike ECOWAS's confrontational stance, Togo has maintained cordial ties with the Sahel juntas, positioning itself as a bridge between factions. This neutrality has earned it goodwill, making it a natural partner for an alliance seeking to consolidate its footing. Joining the AES could also bolster Togo's security. As the spillover of Sahel instability, jihadist attacks have already struck its northern border, demands a coordinated response. The AES's focus on military cooperation offers a lifeline that ECOWAS, weakened and divided, cannot match. Togo's flirtation with the AES underscores ECOWAS's deepening crisis. The bloc's inability to adapt to the Sahel's unique challenges, terrorism, economic marginalization, and governance failures, has alienated its members. Its reliance on sanctions rather than dialogue has backfired, driving nations into the arms of a rival alliance. The loss of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger has already cost ECOWAS its moral authority. Losing Togo could be the death knell for its economic cohesion.
Death knell. We want ECOWAS to bust up, aye. We need them, the whole of them people that to bust up. Because them people that nah do nobody no good. All of them people that's just a money machine. All of them people that just hell-bent on destruction people. Them people are too much soul. I'm telling you, say karma come for all of them people. Karma come people, I'm telling you, say karma come. People, I'm telling you, say karma come. When you not believe me, but I'm telling you, say karma is coming. AI, when you not tell them, say karma come. All right. I am so serious upon that. Karma come.
Losing Togo could be the death knell for its economic cohesion.
Yes.
Coastal states like Ghana and Nigeria, once the bloc's anchors, now face a fractured region where trade and security cooperation hang in the balance. ECOWAS's woes are compounded by its perceived subservience to the West. The bloc's alignment with France, evident in its support for the CFA franc and its tepid response to French military presence, has fueled accusations of neo-colonialism. The AES's rejection of the CFA franc and its push for independent institutions strike at the heart of this critique, offering a blueprint that Togo may find tempting. As ECOWAS flounders, its doors open policy, allowing the Sahel states a 6-month grace period to return.
People, even though them say, yo, we don't like, you know, the people them say, look, if you don't feel like you come back, we are giving you all a 6 months grace so you can join you back again. And the man them say, that me I try to show on the people, even, look, the people them not want to know around, but when in time when they decide to go do on their own thing, it can't work. They always want to entice you back for come in, join with we. No, we don't want to join, we want separation. We seriously want, with smart people, them want, one things or things used to be nice when we used to have our own business and them things there. Go along about no business. We don't want nothing from honor. The same thing with the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Them are our next one too. No worry, people. We are going to highlight them too because them are criminal too. As we proceed.
Doors open policy, allowing the Sahel states a 6-month grace period to return, rings hollow. The juntas have doubled down on their exit, issuing AES passports and planning a joint force, signalling an irreversible break.
Broke! We don't call it no break. We broke that. We broke the coast. We broke the buckle. Broke it. Broke it down. Broke down that. The barriers, people. I'm telling you, you open up one book and you open up so much more. I'm telling you, I'm not going to show you, you know. Trust me. Enough people don't believe in themselves. But one time you show them the proof, even if they don't believe, them see it. Them see the proof. And here today, the man said, all you have to do is just look for the proof. But you have to try convince for. The proof is there, people, even though they try to erase it. Yes, class is always nice. Once we have smart people to highlight. As we proceed.
Irreversible break. Togo's potential move to the AES is more than a regional realignment. It is a litmus test for Pan-Africanism in the 21st century. The AES, for all its nascent imperfections, embodies a vision of unity grounded in African solutions to African.
Okay, so what's the imperfection? I don't understand what's the imperfect? Oh yeah, there's nothing perfect. So that's my try to show you. So once you have a family, no matter what the problem is, you guys must be able to sit down and discuss whatever it is and iron out the solution. I'm telling you, some more time people don't want to listen. Nobody now want to listen because it's probably gonna have too much meaning for them to understand. But I'm saying in this situation, I not say what's so imperfect about it. They're trying to create something better than what them have. Them people are there on for 1975, and the situation is still the same. If Abraham never do a coup in country, it would have been worse. As we proceed, people.
It challenges the top-down model of integration championed by ECOWAS, favoring a bottom-up approach that prioritizes security and sovereignty over economic dogma. Togo's inclusion could tip the scales, transforming the AES from a Sahel-centric pact into a broader coalition capable of rivaling ECOWAS's influence. Yet, risks abound. The AES's reliance on Russia and its untested institutions raise doubts about its sustainability. Togo, with its stable economy and maritime assets, would bring strengths but also vulnerabilities. Could it withstand the diplomatic backlash from ECOWAS and the West? For Pan-Africanists, the answer lies in faith. Faith in African resilience, in the ingenuity of its people, and in the power of solidarity.
Ingenuity of its people.
Overcome external pressures. As Kwame Nkrumah once said, Africa must unite or perish. The AES, with Togo in its orbit, could be a step toward that unity, a defiant...
Kwame Nkrumah. People, I'm telling you, sometimes the people them talk good, but then it doesn't come down to what's good. As we proceed, people.
And against a world order that has too long dictated Africa's fate. In the end, ECOWAS's weakening is not a tragedy, but an opportunity. It forces us to confront the failures of borrowed frameworks and to imagine a future where African nations chart their own course. Togo's decision, whatever it may be, will echo beyond West Africa, a reminder that the continent's destiny lies in the hands of its people, not in the corridors of Paris or Washington, but in the streets of Ouagadougou, Bamako, Niamey, and Lomé. Now, before I conclude, there is something that I must say, and please allow me say it. Across the vast and resilient expanse of our motherland, a seismic shift is underway, a shift that reverberates through the corridors of Western capitals with the chilling resonance of a long overdue reckoning. The unity of Africa, that sacred dream of our ancestors from Kwame Nkrumah to Thomas Sankara, is no longer a distant whisper carried on the winds of hope. It is a roaring flame, ignited by the courageous defiance of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, now united under the banner of the Alliance of Sahel States, AES. This bold confederation, born of necessity and nurtured by the rejection of neo-colonial shackles, stands as a beacon for a continent awakening to its power. And make no mistake, this unity is a mortal threat to the West, a dagger aimed at the heart of an exploitative order that has bled Africa dry for centuries. AES is more than a political alliance. It is a declaration of war against the puppetry of Western imperialism. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, nations rich in gold, uranium, and untold mineral wealth, have said enough to the predatory hands of France, the United States, and their ilk. For too long, these powers have propped up corrupt African leaders, those spineless middlemen who trade our birthright for a pittance.
Now we have a new word, spineless. Yes, people. We're telling us that them find all type in a few color, you know. There's all type people. We just have to not to be them type. That are the key, people. That are the key. As we proceed.
Filling their Swiss bank accounts while our people starve. The AES is a resounding rejection of this betrayal, a call to arms for every African nation to rise and reclaim what is ours. Why does the West tremble at this display of unity? Because a united Africa is an Africa that can no longer be plundered with impunity. For centuries, the colonial powers, first with chains and whips, then with treaties and IMF loans, have thrived on our division. They carved our lands with arbitrary borders, pitted brother against brother, and installed despots to keep us fragmented. The unity of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger under the AES threatens to unravel this carefully woven tapestry of exploitation. These nations, once pawns in the French neo-colonial game, have expelled foreign troops, severed ties with Paris, and turned eastward to partners like Russia and China who, while not saints, offer a transactional respect.
They're not perfect, people. Even China and Russia is not perfect. We understand that. But I'm telling you, say it's better than it was before. I keep on hearing them say the lesser of two evil. But why can't we just get good people instead of lesser of the two evil? Why we can't get good people? It's just like you have to sickle. At that match I show you, it still work out to be the same. So them say like PNP and JLP, one of them is less of the two evil. Two of them are the same. So you see, they even have to give one more credit than the other one. It's like you put on two pair of shoes, the two of them tight, and you say, well, that one is tighter than that one. The two of them tight. As we proceed, sure.
Transactional respect that the West has never afforded us. The AES is not merely a military pact, though its joint force. It is a vision of economic sovereignty, a blueprint for a future where African minerals fuel African development, not Western luxury. Burkina Faso's gold, Mali's untapped reserves, and Niger's uranium, resources that could transform the Sahel into an economic powerhouse, are no longer up for grabs at bargain prices. The West knows this, and their panic is palpable. France, once the overlord of the Sahel, has been forced to withdraw its troops from Mali in 2022, Burkina Faso in 2023, and Niger in 2023, a retreat that Macron dresses up as reorganization, but which we recognize as a rout. The United States, too, has lost its foothold, its drones and bases abandoned as these nations assert their right to self.
People, look how the people them do good without interference from other people. And that much I show you know. Keep on doing what you're doing, right? You can take advice, but you have to understand the critics are always gonna be there. And you're still gonna continue. When the critic them drop off like some ticks or some bed bug, you're gonna be continuing your journey because your journey, right, is not a path of the critics. The people them will come check if you see if you're still existing, you're gonna still continue. Because those people, they're just there to see the end. And that I'm try to show you. This man tell me one time I got the exhibition, the man said, oh, I just go to see the plane crash. Eh? So them have some sick people. So him go there, even if the plane show great and everything, him disappointed. Because him not go there for, I know that thing go there for. So me implore uno people, continue being the best at uno. The next generation, trust me, the way of social media and seeing thing critic now, if somebody one eyelash taller than the next one and you point that out to them, then them whole life turn upside down on them sitting there. So people, trust me, you can't be so sensitive to the people who are critics. Can't make the critic them break you. Just continue the journey, people. Just continue the journey. As we proceed, people.
Nations assert their right to self-determination. The ripple of this defiance is spreading, and Togo may be the next to join the tide. Reports in January 2025 hinted that Lomé, under the leadership of Foreign Minister Robert Dussey, is eyeing the AES with keen interest. Should Togo take this leap, it would deal another blow to ECOWAS, that faltering relic of neo-colonial design, and signal to the continent that the path to liberation lies not in begging for crumbs from Western tables, but in forging our own destiny. Togo's potential move is a
Togo. Okay, all right, people. Them did have a them call it Togo party where you must wear bed sheet or something like that and get drunk or crunk like that. So that's why them must say Togo, because I didn't know there's a country called Togo for real, an African country called Togo. So again, you know, I don't know with the Togo party, but you know them always. I don't know people. We just know say Togo is a country now.
call to every African nation suffocating under the weight of corrupt leadership. From the diamond mines of Sierra Leone to the cobalt fields of the Congo, our continent is a treasure trove pillaged by foreign corporations, Rio Tinto, Glencore, Total, while our so-called leaders shake hands with CEOs and pocket the loose change. These are the men who parade in tailored suits at Davos, who sign away our future for a Rolex and a pat on the back. They are the true enemies of African unity, the gatekeepers of our bondage. Burkina Faso's Captain Ibrahim Traore, Mali's Assimi Goïta, and Niger's Abdourahmane Chiani, these young military leaders, are not perfect, but they have dared to break the mold.
Lord, let's say that one more time. We're not perfect. We know that, people. We are not. I'm telling us that then keep on every day we beat. We're not perfect. We're not perfect. So even if we do something perfect, we still gonna say, boy, you know, say it's not perfect. Eh? Do you tell Van Gogh say him scenting them, him painting them not perfect? Huh? The next one we paint the same thing there. Them painting they were hundreds and billions of dollars. Do you tell them people say them people are perfect? So why do we have to beat ourselves every day, tell ourselves we're not perfect, we're not perfect? Jeez.
Not perfect, but they have dared to break the mold. They have shown that sovereignty is not a gift bestowed by the West.
It shows that you don't have to be perfect to do a good job. You don't have to be perfect to have ideals, hopes, dreams, and aspiration. You don't have to be perfect. I mean, I see what perfection have to do with everything. As we proceed.
Rights seized by the bold. Consider the scale of the theft. Africa loses an estimated $88.6 billion annually to illicit financial flows, much of it tied to mineral exports. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, cobalt, essential for the West's electric cars.
Yes, the cobalt, that's one of the most expensive mineral or whatever you call it. And the funny thing about it is, anytime them people make something, you know, I know like say they make it out of dirt or they make it out of water, stuff that's readily available. Huh? No, I know that them do. Them find the most rarest minerals to make them something out of. Cell phone. People. Why? How can a guy be so geniodic and I don't know if we find the rarest something them for make one cell phone? Eh? When me a little bit and a boy I grow a yard, we used to have our own telephone. We used to just punch a hole at the bottom of the can, put a string in it, stretch it to the next one. Oh, people, eh? The rarest of the rarest mineral, not to use it in a cheap old piece of old phone or mash up in, because I keep on making so much bloody phone. The same phone I keep on making over and over and over and over, and I sell the same thing over and over, over and over and over. iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, the same thing. As we proceed.
Essential for the West's electric cars and smartphones is mined by children, sold for pennies to multinationals, while the government rakes in a fraction of its worth. In Nigeria, oil flows freely to Shell and Chevron, yet the Niger Delta remains a wasteland of poverty and pollution. In Guinea, bauxite feeds the aluminum industries of Europe and North America.
Bauxite. And then dig out the bauxite and just the whole place just damage. Them say them are going to stop mining bauxite. So that means that they need to invent something where you can use without bauxite. We never know how bauxite. Bauxite makes aluminum or something like that. They use bauxite for. People, I tell you, I'm not a PhD specialist, you know. Or no, lots of alphabet for my name. We just say, right? I don't understand how these people are geniuses, but geniuses need the most sophisticated material to make cheap thing. That makes sense? How can you call yourself a genius? I'll actually call you an idiot. People, welcome to Saturday night chilling. It's Ibrahim Traore birthday, and I'm sure say him not drink and him not smoke, so so we just have to cheers him with a glass of water, right, people? Oh yeah, by the way, drink more water. As we proceed, people, I'm telling you, I'm just loving these programs, but because these programs are so amazing.
In Guinea, bauxite feeds the aluminum industries of Europe and North America.
Yes, the aluminum. Yes, that's what they make from bauxite. Aluminum paper so expensive, people. Trust me. I wonder how they process that. Anyways, as we proceed.
But the people see little beyond the dust of extraction. These are not accidents, but the fruits of a system upheld by African elites who serve as the West's errand boys. Contrast this with the AES vision. In July 2024, at their first summit in Niamey, the leaders of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger pledged not only mutual defense, but also the creation of a regional investment bank, a mechanism to harness their collective wealth for their people, not foreign share.
You see what I talk about, people? Anything we want, we can create it. Jeez, man. People, I'm so frustrated because you see, today's present time, we don't see that creativity. I don't see this creativity. I mean, like, right here, it's a creativity showing. But you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like This is supposed to be the normal for us to have everything set up for us. Right? We own school, we own university, we own genius. Where's the Black University of Geniuses? Huh? People, I am so sick and frustrated that we're not reached there yet. We're not reached the mecca of greatness yet. Have we, people? We have a long way to go, but it's a start.
A mechanism to harness their collective wealth for their people, not foreign shareholders. This is the nightmare that haunts Washington and Paris. An Africa that controls its own resources, sets its own prices, and builds its own industries. An Africa that no longer needs the IMF's loans or the World Bank's lectures.
Them people there again. The International Monetary Fund. There has to be a different acronym for those people. I have to go find an acronym for them criminal letter. As we proceed, people.
That looks to itself, not the West, for its salvation. The unity of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger is a spark, but it must become a wildfire. Togo's flirtation with the AES is a sign that the dream of a united Africa, envisioned by Nkrumah at Ghana's independence, by Sankara in his brief blazing tenure, is not dead but dormant, waiting for the courageous to fan its flames. Every African nation must heed this call. The corrupt leaders who cling to power, who trade our minerals for trinkets, must be swept aside. They are the vestiges of a dying order, relics of a time when Africa bowed to the West's whims. The West fears this unity because it knows what we are capable of. A united Africa with its 1.4 billion people, its vast arable lands, its mineral riches, and its boundless ingenuity is a superpower in waiting. The AES is proof that we can reject the script written for us in Brussels, London, and Washington. It is proof that we can build alliances not dictated by former colonizers, but forged by our own hands for our own good. And it is proof that the days of African leaders selling our souls for a seat at the Western table are numbered. To my brothers and sisters across this great continent, from the shores of Senegal to the highlands of Ethiopia, from the forests of Liberia to the plains of Kenya, let the AES be your inspiration. Let it be the crack in the dam that unleashes a flood of liberation. The West will fight this tide with every weapon in its arsenal: sanctions, propaganda, covert destabilization. They will call the AES leaders dictators and their alliance unstable, as if democracy ever mattered to powers that propped up Mobutu and apartheid. But we know the truth. We see the fear in their eyes. The unity of Africa is not a threat to the West because it is violent or vengeful, though they deserve both, but because it is inevitable. It is the natural order of a people rising from centuries of plunder to claim their place in the sun. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have lit the torch. Togo may carry it next.
If you're sick and tired...
People! No, that was a good movie, people. That was an amazing movie. I keep on telling the people. Past, present, future. It's so amazing, people. That's a hero. And you see the difference what the man make right across the globe. People. Stay inspired, people. Stay inspired. Because with greatness, it can never done. With greatness, can never end, people. That's the absolute truth. That's why we have to believe in ourselves. That's why them programs are so important, people. And that's why it's so important for we to educate each other. Because if we not do it, the richness of who we is, it's not going to be highlighted by nobody. I'm going to say, they don't care. They never did care. And it's our duty, people, to be inspired and to inspire others. Happy birthday, Ibrahim Traore. Happy birthday to all the birth month people them. If you know, good morning, good afternoon, have a nice day. If you have nothing to share, you can always share a smile, people. And you can always share them program, yeah. Like and share them program and support the thing. Or sit down and criticize the thing. Seeing. I'm out.